A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. I'm Ritvika Gupta and you're watching our very special award series all through this week. Tonight we feature a global entrepreneur who tells me all about the global mindset. How does one think big, move fast and stay ahead of the game? In the first segment, I'm in a fireside chat with Akis Evangelidis, co-founder and India President Nothing. And in the second segment, Dr. Velumani, creator Thyrocare, tells us the 5 things every entrepreneur must know. I feel like India's entrepreneurs today, they want to scale not just in India, but across the globe. And having a mindset is crucial because it's more than just having talent, resources. But I want to understand from you, what is the global mindset? Is it about having the ability to adapt across markets or something else entirely different?
Yeah, I think globalization has been exponentially kind of blurring the line, between all the different kind of geographic locations. And I think for us, with Nothing, ever since we started, I think the most important thing was anchoring our story into something that was meaningful to our audience, something relatable. So we thought that, if we would take a shot, it would be now or never. So we embark on that journey, really looking at this again from a user lens. And then gradually, as we start kind of building the company, talking to people, we realized that it wasn't just us that were feeling that way, and we sort of created that emotional connection that again was aspired people on a global scale.
How does one view India's tech and startup ecosystem? Which are the, what are the opportunities and the strengths do you see here?
I mean, India is a fabulous market. I think the sort of, tech ecosystem, like the growth has been insane. I think it's been now kind of home to some breakthrough digital first companies. I think companies like Zomato have become a benchmark, not only at a national level, but also global. I think it's fantastic what they've been doing. The startup ecosystem is buzzing. I've been around the country quite a lot, and, young entrepreneurs that come up to me and are pitching different ideas, and they're not even in their 20s. I think this is kind of tremendous, and more importantly, all this kind of drive is backed up by a very mature investor ecosystem and probably world-class engineering talent. We're seeing now more and more kind of global companies having all the kind of engineer resources out of India, because the level and the skill set has been at the forefront, not only in India, but on a global level.
Absolutely, and Nothing has seen exponential growth, especially in 2024. It was the fastest growing smartphone brand here in India. How crucial is the India market for you?
It's an extremely tech enthusiast market. The level of knowledge when it comes to a smartphone, like the questions I would get here in India, I'll never get in terms of the specs.
Can we call Nothing a startup today?
I guess a big startup.
A bit of?
Yeah, we recently just crossed 1 billion cumulative revenue within 4 years.
Fantastic.
So thank you. So first kind of big milestone, and our growth has been tremendous ever since last year. We're the fastest growing smartphone brand here in India. And we're not planning to slow down anytime soon. So hopefully we're beyond the startup stage.
Fantastic. Now, Nothing has positioned itself as globally relevant, globally aspirational, as well as a design-first and design-forward brand. Tell me, what is your approach to creating a brand that truly stands out?
I think it has been all about standing out. For us, from the beginning, it was all about being bolder. So we started the first kind of the low-hanging fruit, okay, all the products look the same. How can we make something different, something you would kind of recognize from 2 meters away without even looking at the logo? And that's how we came up with sort of semi-transparency, design identity. So now with AI coming in and a lot more opportunities from that side, I think we're extremely excited to kind of really question the overall user interface of the smartphone.
But taking on big giants like Apple and Samsung, it's no small feat. By way of advice for entrepreneurs, tell me, what does it take to challenge established players in the market?
Their scale is sort of their weakness. Again, they cannot be as bold as you can be in terms of questioning and changing things. So I think, again, kind of playing on your agility, your scale, and your ability to kind of keep that proximity with the user, on top of course, taking bolder bets. And when it comes to product, I think that's where the opportunity lies.
Now, you have also worked with brands like OnePlus and Sony as well. Tell me what lessons, have you sort of incorporated, from working with these businesses in terms of, how has that shaped your approach to innovation? What does innovation mean in today's day and age? Is it about the idea, the execution, understanding the market right, or everything that I just mentioned?
Starting with Sony, it taught me that I would never want to be working for a big brand. Whereas, for instance, with Nothing, from the get-go, we're extremely aligned. What was our brand promise? Why are we doing this? And has been, this kind of notion of wanting to make tech fun again, and being extremely aligned from the get-go, kind of waterfall across the organization, and every user touch point, feels as such. And I think that kind of really strong alignment, and not kind of thinking about brand or your purpose in a reactive way. I think that was a key learning. And then, OnePlus, I guess, the timing was a big part of that. A lot of good learnings, and of course, all the industry insights and knowledge that kind of eventually led up to us starting Nothing.
And just out of curiosity, who came up with the name Nothing?
Carl had a discussion with his sister, and then the next day he came in. And he goes, guys, I'm not too sure, but what about Nothing? If you think about the end state of technology, technology should be integrated all around you, be there to kind of empower you, yet feel like nothing. That's the kind of the end state, and it took a few days, but gradually kind of grew on us. And then on Instagram, you couldn't register it, so we fired a few emails. Within 24 hours, we had the handles. So we're like, okay, let's go.
You mentioned social media quite a number of times on this platform. Tell me, how important is it for a brand or a business today to have a strong social media presence, to have a voice?
I think extremely important. I think we've gone beyond just kind of making product and selling product. Any new brands out there, then you need to be inspiring your users. And there is nothing better than having that kind of direct connection. The younger generation is looking beyond pure kind of value for money. They want to be buying into more premium products, more aspirational products, and again, it starts by creating that emotional connection with your user base.
So, what is your vision for Nothing in India? Where do you see the brand in the next 5 to 10 years?
We have our own plans. Maybe not yet ready to disclose, but definitely not planning to slow down anytime soon. So we'll have definitely a big role to play quite rapidly.
So were there any roadblocks because you moved from a different market, coming to India? What were the kind of challenges did you face? And by way of advice again to entrepreneurs, what sort of advice would you give when they are looking to explore different markets?
My advice is more to look at the foundation of your brand and company. So I think from a brand standpoint, being able to build something that resonates globally is number one priority. And after, of course, from a go-to-market perspective, you will have a different kind of level of adaptation and how to navigate in the different kind of markets. But yeah, that's how I look at it.
Who do you see as competition today?
The biggest competition is ourselves. I think we are in the market that's the possibilities are infinite. So, being able to, keep a level of focus on keep on a specific strategy versus kind of trying to want to go too big, too fast. I think that's going to be the key thing for us.
Now, technology is a huge part of your business. For entrepreneurs who want to leverage technology, incorporate tech into their businesses, what advice would you have for them?
There needs to be a shift in mindset. It's not only about selling products anymore. I think the best brands out there, they not only sell products but also inspire people. And I think that's what the younger demographic is craving for, and I think that's where the opportunity is. So again, getting your brand promise right, why you're starting this, what you're solving out there, and be super clear about it and really over communicate about it. I think that it's proved to be very successful for us at least.
And finally, tell me, what does it take to have a global mindset? As we are wrapping up this conversation, what would be the 2 or 3 key things that you would advise entrepreneurs to definitely do, a checklist they might have?
I think globalization has kind of blurred the lines between the different kind of geographies. Just ensure you kind of are super clear in terms of what you are solving, creating that kind of emotional connection with your audience as well. And I think maybe the second one, really building your own kind of communication channels to ensure you kind of nurture and build those relationships as you scale.
Akis, it was lovely chatting with you. Before we let you go, I want to know, because our show is called Leaders of Tomorrow, what does leadership mean to you?
I think leadership is inspiring the people around you. I think there is nothing better than someone that kind of comes to work and is exciting, willing to come and willing to kind of help you build the company.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Akis. It was lovely chatting with you.
Thank you, Ritvika, for that. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the story of Nothing. I'd now like to invite on stage Chinmay Doble to give a very special recognition, a much-deserved innovative leadership in technology special recognition to Akis Evangelidis. Ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause. Innovative leadership in technology.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12 Awards Edition. In this fun segment, Dr. A. Velumani, creator Thyrocare, faces sharp, no-filter questions from an 18-year-old entrepreneur, Anand Mane, founder Joul.
First of all, I want to talk to you about your Instagram page. There are so many reels, and when I go to those reels, there are like literally every subject from my life matters to entrepreneurial problems covered. So what is the motivation behind creating an Instagram page so much like filled with content?
Not that I knew that I will be that powerful. My Instagram handle is only 12 months old. It's 2.4 million followers. For this old, bald, probably bold man, I have been getting a good response. Having said that, I was a born farmer, became a scientist,
Right.
then became an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
then I became a storyteller, then I am called as an entertainer, and now I am called an influencer.
Yes, sir.
I think I have done all the roles as perfectly as possible, and I am very happy I could do that.
What's that one piece of mainstream advice which young entrepreneurs should ignore early on?
Yeah, think big. I think this is something which creates some kind of disconnect with me. So I think it makes sense to go and step by step, don't take rest. You must have heard the story of tortoise and rabbit.
Yes, sir.
Always the rabbit sleeps. Don't be a sleeping rabbit, you will be very powerful.
What's that one moment in your life where you thought you would like quit and like everything was falling apart, but you kept on? What kept you going, and how did you motivate yourself, sir?
I think once you start enjoying and the fun doesn't stop, why do you think of quitting, number one? A lot of people quit only because they have borrowed too much or they have promised too much to the investor. Right?
Yes, sir.
And their product is not working.
Yes.
And their team is not getting built. So these are the situations where they think I should call it a day. I think I had such a wonderful journey.
Yes, sir.
If you take, this is success, this is timeline.
Yes, sir.
My growth was not like this. My growth was literally very smooth. I had a comfort. तो कभी ऐसा मन नहीं किया कि quit.
Sir, what's that one unpopular or controversial opinion you have about entrepreneurship?
I think everybody is taking entrepreneurship as a 100-meter dash. It's a marathon race.
Yes, sir.
It took 20 years for me to get it listed, and then 27th year I exited. I believe you have to have patience first. The hurry in which people approach is little worrying. That's the only thing which I see a challenge.
Do you think entrepreneurs have it easier now or when you were starting out?
I think it is pregnancy. Earlier it was easier, today it is tougher. Because people may tell a lot of opportunities are there, but then a lot of competition also is there. So I think in that way, today doing business is no different from the business which was done then, except that a lot of terminologies are there.
If you had to bet on one industry today for the next 10 years, what would be it?
What do you do is not as important as how do you do it. Very often people think that इसमें हाथ लगा दूं तो मैं धनवान बन जाएगा. Let me tell you, everything has its own pains and pleasures. Yes, what do? You need to do perfect. So I believe if you do it perfectly, you can do anything. Unmet needs and undermet needs are the need of the society. And let me tell you, there are only two ways of doing business. You must give for the same price a better quality. Or for the same quality, you must reduce the price. There is no third way of doing business.
Sir, do you think India is the best place to do business right now?
India is the largest populated country, biggest market. If not today, tomorrow, when you start business, if you miss out India, anybody who thinks of global coming from outside, India is the only market can get you leadership. By year 2050 or 2060, India will be the largest economy in the world.
These days, you've been calling yourself the mass mentor. What is a mass mentor and what is your goal with being a mass mentor?
Tamil Nadu has a word called mass, matlab grand. So I thought there is no designation, no one has put as mass mentor. So I thought I will put a hashtag mass mentor. And let me tell you, if I have a 2.5 million followers, yes. I think I'm a mass mentor.
Yes, yes.
I am keen to do mass mentoring where on a stage I create 1 hour talking, at least create 1,000 jobs. I love doing it. I have become addicted to standing ovations. That is why I have quit my business. Nowadays, full time on the stage, motivating people.
So you talk about family and the support of family a lot in your reels. Could you just shed some light on it and how much of family matters in a person's entrepreneurial journey?
Let me give you a punchline. You are only 18-year-old. You must keep this in your mind. If your spouse trusts you, your energy is 10x.
Okay.
And if the spouse doubts you, the energy is 0.1x. अभी शादी करोगे या नहीं वो तुम्हारी डिसीजन है मैं तो डरा दिया I was fortunate I had a spouse who gave me complete support to be where I am today. In fact, I have exited the business because she exited the world. That important is spouse, that important is family, and I have done a very powerful business only because family trusted me.
Yes.
If you are not a leader in the family, there is least likelihood you are a leader in the company.
From your journey from a scientist to an entrepreneur and like having so much research and thyroid, what's that one thing that kept you motivating all through that? Because it was a long journey, obviously, right? Till you went public and then you exited.
I think lage raho, I was enjoying, the company was growing. The company has grown 25 years, CAGR of 25%. That's the motivation. When the company is growing, nothing you get disturbed. And a company in the entire world, India is cheapest in healthcare. In entire India, I was the cheapest. Still, I had 40% EBITDA of entire journey of 25 years. And let me tell you what advice I have got for youngsters and then for those who want to get into global. Youngsters, I have 4 words advice. Number 1, you need to have patience. Very often we are impatient and we struggle. And after patience, you need focus. Many are chasing 4 rabbits together. They don't chase one rabbit. If you chase one by one, you can catch all the 4 rabbits. And if you chase all the 4 rabbits, you can't catch even one. So, patience, focus. Then the frugality. I think if you are frugal, you don't have to dilute too early. And you don't have to suffer all the profits, reinvest. Keep on reinvesting for 25 years, you will become a billionaire. So be frugal. And the last one is discipline. And discipline is what gets you to keep going to the heights. Having said that, let me also tell you, money is a poison, but you must have at least $100 million in hand to tell that.
Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for inspiring me and many others.
Thank you very much.
Dr. A. Velumani, creator, Thyrocare. Dr. Velumani, sir, may we have you please on stage?
With that, it's a wrap on part 4 of our special awards edition. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.